let me tell you a story about Christmas and credit card debt. 'Twas a month before Christmas, but at Santa's workshop, not a creature was stirring. Work had come to a stop. No toys in the making, not a thing on the shelves. The presents were gone, and so were the elves. To make matters worse, no reindeer, no sleigh. Mrs. Claus was quite worried. What of Christmas Day? Without North Pole magic, all would be lost. To the mall, Santa said. But how much will this cost? Santa opened their bank app to see where they stood. Then he said with a cringe, "It's not looking good." Mrs. Claus grabbed a calculator and poured both a stout. "Come, Santa, my dear, let's math this thing out. For parking, for presents, for gift bags and cheese, for gift wrap and candles and things that will please." Then she tallied the list to include GST. Then she sat there in shock. "This will be pricey. We cannot afford it. It's just way too hard. Unless," Santa said, "we use our credit card." "No way," Mrs. C said. "We simply don't dare. We're still paying down last year's big sleigh repair." Santa said, "We're in trouble. This is such a hot mess. Humbug to Christmas and all of this stress." "Relax, Santa Claus. We won't overspend. We'll make Christmas work. You'll see in the end." "But how?" Santa groaned. "Without fruitcake and fudge?" "I'm afraid the Tooth Fairy and Easter Bunny will judge." Mrs. Claus said, "Judge what? That we have to be thrifty? We'll just find other ways to make Christmas nifty. We cannot afford fancy presents this year, but we'll make it our business to spread Christmas cheer. Remind people it's all about family and friends. Make Christmas about love and not what we spend." So they sent invitations across the whole world, asking others to spend less. Just give it a whirl. Cook with their family, trim a tree with their friends, stuff a bill in a kettle, and avoid all the trends. Then came Christmas Eve, their first one filled with doubt, both nervous to see how a giftless Christmas turned out. They awoke Christmas morning and oh, what success! No one was upset with the lack of excess. Friends gathered for drinks and families played games. Lovers held hands and strangers exchanged names. Christmas trees sparkled like little kids' smiles, and the sound of good cheer traveled miles and miles. "We did it," said Santa. "We saved Christmas Day. Who knew that people would prefer it this way? Without overspending, without all the stress. Just realistic expectations and togetherness." "I know," Mrs. Claus said. "I'm totally stoked. We can still host our Christmas without going broke." They'd forgotten it's not about presents, but they learned, and that's when the true North Pole magic returned. Oh, and if you've already overspent this year, don't worry, the New School of Finance is here. Happy holidays, everybody, from all of us at the New School of Finance.